As the last wisps of sunlight fade from the sky and the stars begin to twinkle like diamonds scattered across the velvet expanse, the world outside your window grows quiet and the darkness deepens like a soft, soothing blanket wrapped around the earth. It's in these moments, when the din of the day has receded and the stillness of the night has fallen, that the past can seem to stir, like a gentle breeze rustling the leaves of forgotten memories. You would have heard the whispers of history if you'd been standing on the windswept moors of northern England, where the Roman legions once marched, their armor glinting in the pale light of the setting sun. The 9th Legion, one of the most feared and respected of Rome's military units, with its proud eagle standard and its battle-hardened soldiers, was stationed in this unforgiving landscape, tasked with maintaining the empire's fragile grip on the rebellious Celtic tribes. But as the years passed, the legion's presence began to fade, like the dying embers of a fire, until it seemed to vanish into the mists of time, leaving behind only the faintest whispers of its existence. I always come back to this one, the mystery of the 9th's disappearance. It's a puzzle that has haunted historians for centuries, a reminder that even the greatest civilizations can be reduced to nothing more than a faint memory, a ghostly imprint on the landscape. The last recorded mention of the 9th Legion dates back to the early 2nd century, when it was stationed in York, the Roman city of Eboracum, a bustling hub of commerce and culture nestled in the heart of Celtic Britain. But after that, the records fall silent, and the legion seems to disappear, like a ship sailing into the fog, leaving behind only the faintest hint of its passing. Some say it was annihilated by the Celtic tribes, who rose up against their Roman oppressors and wiped the legion from the face of the earth, while others believe it was withdrawn and redeployed to other parts of the empire, where it was absorbed into other units and lost to history. Whatever the truth may be, the disappearance of the 9th Legion remains one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world, a reminder that the past is always shrouded in shadow, and that the truth is often lost in the mists of time. The darkness deepens and the silence grows as the world outside your window fades into the night, and the past recedes like a tide going out to sea. As you settle into the darkness, the silence begins to take on a life of its own, and I find myself drawn to the outer reaches of the Roman Empire, where the legions once marched with purpose and precision. The 9th Legion, in particular, has always held a certain fascination for me, its story a slow unraveling of mystery and speculation. I always come back to this one, the way it seems to seep into the shadows, leaving behind only the faintest whispers of its existence. In the early years of the 2nd century, the 9th Legion was stationed in the province of Britannia, a land of mist and stone, where the Roman influence was still a fragile thing. You would have heard the sound of armor and the murmur of voices as the legionnaires went about their daily routines, their presence a reminder of the empire's power and reach. But as the years passed, the 9th Legion began to fade from the historical record, its movements and actions lost to the passage of time. The last confirmed sighting of the Legion was in the year 120, during the reign of Emperor Hadrian, when it was stationed in the north of England, near the fort of Eboracum. From there, the trail goes cold, and the silence is almost palpable, a heavy stillness that hangs in the air like a challenge. Some historians have suggested that the Legion was transferred to the continent, perhaps to deal with the growing threat of the Parthian Empire. While others believe it may have been destroyed in battle, its remnants absorbed into other legions. The truth, much like the legion itself, remains elusive, a shadowy figure that beckons and retreats, always just out of reach. As the darkness deepens, the mystery of the Ninth Legion's disappearance begins to take on a haunting quality, a reminder that even the most powerful empires are not immune to the ravages of time and the whispers of the unknown. The edge of the empire, where the light of civilization fades into the darkness, is a place of quiet contemplation, a place where the past and present seem to blur, and the silence is almost a living thing. And it's here, in this twilight world, that the Ninth Legion's story becomes a slow, haunting melody, a reminder of the transience of human endeavor and the enduring power of mystery. The misty veil of history slowly lifts, revealing the haunting tale of the Roman Ninth Legion, a story that has captivated me for years, and I always come back to this one like a whispered secret in the darkness. As you settle into the stillness of the night, the silence is almost palpable, much like the eerie quiet that surrounds the disappearance of this legendary legion. It's a mystery that has lingered for centuries, a faint echo that refuses to fade, much like the whispers of the forest, where the ancient trees stand as sentinels, guarding secrets of a long-forgotten era. In the early 2nd century, the Roman Empire was at the height of its power, with legions stretching from the sun-scorched deserts of Egypt to the misty hills of Britain. And the Ninth Legion, one of the most feared and respected, was stationed in the distant province of Britannia, where the rugged landscape and unforgiving climate tested the mettle of even the most hardened soldiers. You would have heard the sound of clashing steel, the thunder of drums, and the battle cries of the legionnaires as they marched across the Celtic landscape, leaving behind a trail of conquest and destruction. The year was 117, and the Roman Empire was beginning to show signs of strain, its vast territories stretching like an overextended web, vulnerable to the whispers of rebellion and the sting of barbarian raids. As the years passed, the Ninth Legion's presence in Britannia began to fade, like the dying embers of a once-roaring fire, and the last recorded mention of the Legion dates back to 120, in a dusty inscription found in the ruins of a long-abandoned fort, a haunting reminder of a time when the Roman eagle soared over the British skies. Theories abound, like the whispers of the forest, each one a tantalizing thread in the intricate tapestry of history, waiting to be unraveled, and the most plausible explanation points to a catastrophic defeat at the hands of the Celtic tribes, a disaster that was so devastating, so humiliating, that the Roman Empire chose to erase the Ninth Legion from its records, leaving behind only the faintest whisper of its existence. The darkness closes in, like a soft blanket, and the silence is almost palpable, as the mystery of the Ninth Legion's disappearance lingers, a haunting echo that refuses to fade into the stillness of the night. As the last remnants of sunlight fade from the sky, casting a warm orange glow over the rolling hills of northern England, the shadows begin to stretch and twist, whispering secrets of a long-forgotten past. And I always come back to this one, the mystery of the Roman Ninth Legion, a tale of valor and vanishings that has captivated historians for centuries. The year was 117 AD, and the Roman Empire, under the rule of Emperor Hadrian, was at the height of its power, its legions marching across the vast expanse of Europe, leaving in their wake a trail of conquest and destruction. Among these legions was the Ninth, a storied and respected unit with a history that dated back to the days of Augustus, its soldiers battle-hardened and loyal, their names etched into the annals of Roman history. You would have heard the sound of clashing steel, the scent of smoke and sweat, as the 9th Legion marched into the unknown, their footsteps echoing through the mist-shrouded valleys of Scotland, where the fierce Celtic tribes resisted the Roman occupation with every fiber of their being. The Legion's fate is a subject of much debate, with some historians speculating that they were defeated and annihilated by the native tribes, while others propose that they were simply reassigned to another part of the empire, their disappearance a mere administrative anomaly. The truth, much like the Legion itself, remains lost in the mists of time, a haunting enigma that continues to fascinate and intrigue us to this day. As the darkness deepens, the stars begin to twinkle in the night sky, like diamonds scattered across the velvet expanse, and the silence is almost palpable, a heavy blanket that wraps around the world, muffling the sounds of the present and carrying us back to a time when the Roman Empire was at its zenith, its power and influence stretching from the sun-kissed hills of Italy to the rugged shores of Britain. The 9th Legion, with its proud history and storied past, was a testament to that power, a symbol of the Empire's unyielding spirit and its unrelenting drive to conquer and dominate. And yet, despite its grandeur, it vanished, leaving behind only whispers and rumors, a faint echo of a once mighty force that marched into the unknown, never to be seen again. The mystery of their disappearance lingers, a haunting presence that continues to captivate our imagination, a reminder of the transience of power and the fleeting nature of human endeavor. As the last wisps of sunlight fade beyond the rugged horizon of Caledonia's mountains, the shadows cast by the ancient hills grow long and sinister, whispering secrets of a long-forgotten era, when the mighty Roman Empire stretched its dominion over the mist-shrouded landscapes of northern Britain. It was here, in this unforgiving land of heather and granite, that the 9th Legion, one of Rome's most storied and feared military units, vanished into the darkness, leaving behind only the faintest whispers of its existence. You would have heard the sound of clashing steel, the scent of smoke and sweat, as the legionaries marched into the unknown, their eagles and standards held high, their hearts filled with the unyielding conviction of conquest. I always come back to this one, the mystery of the 9th, a haunting enigma that has captivated historians and imagination for centuries, a reminder that even the most powerful empires can be humbled by the unforgiving vastness of the natural world. The year was around 120 AD, and the Roman governor of Britain, Quintus Pompeius Falco, had launched a campaign to subdue the rebellious tribes of Caledonia, a land of untamed beauty and ferocity where the Roman legions had rarely ventured before. The 9th Legion, with its proud history and battle-hardened soldiers, was at the forefront of this campaign, marching north into the treacherous terrain, where the very land itself seemed to conspire against them. The mountains loomed, their peaks shrouded in mist, as the legionaries trudged on, their footsteps echoing through the valleys, their presence a fleeting moment in the annals of time. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, the 9th Legion's presence in Caledonia began to fade, like the dying embers of a fire, until it was as if they had never been there at all. No grand battles were fought, no triumphant victories were won, only an unsettling silence, a void that seemed to swallow all in its path. The Romans, normally meticulous record keepers, left behind few accounts of the ninth's fate, as if the very mention of it was a dark and foreboding secret, a reminder of the empire's own mortality. And so, the mystery of the Ninth Legion's disappearance remains, a haunting shadow that lingers in the mountains of Caledonia, a testament to the enduring power of the unknown. The darkness of a northern night, the chill of a long-forgotten battlefield, these are the things that come to mind when thinking of the Roman Ninth Legion, a force that once marched with purpose, their armor a testament to the power of the empire, now lost to the shadows of history. You would have heard the sound of clashing steel, the scent of smoke and sweat, as they fought to expand the Roman borders, to bring civilization to the wilds of Britain. The year was 117, and the empire was at its peak, with legions stationed from the scorching deserts of Egypt to the misty hills of Scotland, each one a symbol of Roman might, a reminder to the people of the provinces that they were not alone, that the Eagle of Rome watched over them. As I sit here, lost in the silence of the night, I always come back to this one, the mystery of the Ninth, a legion that simply vanished, leaving behind only whispers of their fate, the faintest hint of a disaster, a catastrophe that shook the very foundations of the empire. Their last known posting was in the province of Britannia, where they had been stationed for decades, fighting against the native Celtic tribes, their presence a constant reminder of Roman authority. The province was a treacherous place, with its dark forests, its treacherous bogs, and its fierce warriors, but the Ninth had always been a reliable force, a legion that could be counted on to hold the line, to keep the barbarian hordes at bay. But something went terribly wrong, and the Ninth Legion disappeared, leaving behind only the faintest whisper of their existence, a few scattered artifacts, a mention in the historical records, a haunting reminder that even the greatest empires can suffer a terrible defeat. Theories abound, of course. Some say they were annihilated by the Celtic tribes, others that they were recalled to Rome, only to be disbanded, their soldiers scattered to the winds, their legacy lost to the sands of time. The truth, much like the Legion itself, remains a mystery, a dark and haunting enigma, a reminder that even in the brightest of times, disaster can strike, and the mightiest of empires can fall. The darkness closes in, and the silence is oppressive, a heavy blanket that suffocates all sound, all thought, leaving only the faintest whisper of a long-forgotten legion, a reminder of the transience of power, the fleeting nature of human endeavor. As the last remnants of daylight fade from the sky, and the shadows cast by the setting sun stretch out across the landscape, you find yourself standing at the edge of a vast and mysterious expanse, where the echoes of a long-forgotten era whisper through the ages. The Roman Empire, in all its grandeur, once stretched from the misty shores of Britain to the scorching deserts of Egypt, its legions the very embodiment of power and discipline. And among these legions, one in particular has captured the imagination of historians and scholars for centuries. The Ninth Legion, whose disappearance has become a haunting enigma, a silence where honor once reigned. I always come back to this one, the Ninth Legion's story, a tale of valor and mystery that has been shrouded in an impenetrable veil of time. The Legion was first raised by Augustus himself, around 65 BC, and it quickly distinguished itself as a formidable fighting force, earning a reputation for unwavering loyalty and unshakable courage. You would have heard the sound of their marching drums, the clash of steel on steel, as they campaigned across the empire, leaving in their wake a trail of conquered territories and subjugated peoples. From the sun-baked hills of Spain to the fertile plains of Germany, the Ninth Legion marched, its eagles held high, its soldiers a symbol of Roman invincibility. And yet, as the years passed, the Legion's fortunes began to wane, its name disappearing from the historical record, leaving behind only the faintest whispers of its final days. The last confirmed sighting of the Ninth Legion dates back to around 120 AD, when it was stationed in York, in the Roman province of Britannia. After that, the silence is almost deafening, a haunting stillness that has given rise to countless theories and speculations about the Legion's fate. Some say they were annihilated by the fierce warriors of the British tribes, while others believe they may have been transferred to another province, their name changed, their history lost to the sands of time. The truth, much like the Legion itself, remains shrouded in mystery, a secret that the passing centuries have refused to yield. As the last remnants of sunlight fade from the Scottish hills, the misty veil of evening descends, shrouding the landscape in an impenetrable silence, and you would have heard the whispers of the wind through the heather, a gentle lullaby that belies the darkness that lies beneath. It was here, in this unforgiving yet majestic land, that the Roman Ninth Legion, one of the most feared and respected military units of its time, met its mysterious end. The year was around 120 AD, and the Legion, which had been stationed in Britain for decades, was tasked with quelling the rebellious tribes that inhabited the northern regions of the island. But as the months passed, the Legion's communications with Rome grew less frequent, and eventually they ceased altogether. I always come back to this one, the disappearance of the Ninth Legion, because it's a reminder that even the most powerful empires can be humbled by the vast and unforgiving expanse of history. Theories have abounded over the centuries, from annihilation at the hands of the native tribes to mutiny and desertion, but the truth remains lost to the ages. As the darkness deepens, the shadows cast by the hills seem to grow longer, as if they themselves are stretching out to reclaim the secrets that lie within. The Roman Empire, in its hubris, had believed itself invincible, but the disappearance of the Ninth Legion served as a stark reminder that even the greatest powers can falter. The silence that followed the Legion's disappearance was deafening, a stark contrast to the martial drums and clashing steel that had once echoed across the landscape. And now, as the night wears on, the only sound is the soft rustling of the wind, a gentle reminder that some secrets are meant to remain forever buried. In the stillness, the mind begins to wander, lost in the labyrinthine corridors of history, searching for a glimpse of what might have been, but it's a search that ultimately leads to more questions, and the darkness closes in, a soft, soothing shroud that envelops all.